So welcome to the webinar, Bitrix24, Sell More with Sites. So who are we? I'm Damien Edwards, the Commercial Manager of Bitrix24 Partners Interface. And with me, I have our Support Manager, Andy Naylor.
Hi guys, so if you've got any questions throughout this webinar, do please put them in the box provided, because we're going to have a Q&A session at the end of each section.
We're Bitrix24 Gold Partners. We're located in the UK and we have offices in New York and Dubai. And we're able to provide all pre-sales support. That's a demonstration of the system and discussion about your requirements, full implementation service, including customization and training, a hosting solution if you choose the self-hosted option, and we provide a telephone support service. So what is Bitrix24? A suite of tools for managing your business, sales, projects, and HR. Now more than 5 million organizations use Bitrix, available as a cloud or self-hosted solution. The cloud commercial package, base commercial package, is $39 a month. And the self-hosted package, the base package for that, for a 12-user account, is just under $1,500. So why use Bitrix for your websites? Bitrix includes a large number of pre-designed templates which can be fully customized without the requirement for coding. You can integrate with your CRM, so we can add forms and calls to action and chat widgets onto the website. They are, of course, responsive and mobile friendly, so they work on desktops, tablets, and mobiles. And of course, you can optimize them for search engine traffic. We're going to have a look at how to set up a site. We are then going to have a look at the new e-store, and we're going to look at, finally, how you can integrate with the CRM. So we'll look at choosing a design from a template, how you can customize that, how you can add additional pages and widgets, and how you can do some testing on different devices before you launch it. So I'll pass you on to Andy, set a site up for us.
So everything that we're going to cover today is available on the free version of Bitrix, straight through to the on-premise version of Bitrix. So that it goes from, the free version allows you to have one site, and you just can't remove the created by Bitrix branding on the free version. And then we go all the way up to the on-premise, where you can have you can build unlimited websites. Okay, so we'll switch to Bitrix here, and we'll first of all start by looking at the sites module here. And this is where you can create your very own website. So when we say your very own website, you can create a landing page. So it's just one website, one page, and you can put your CRM form on there. We'll have a look at that in a moment. Or you can create multiple page websites. So pages with a contact page on, an about us page, and so on and so forth. And again, we'll have a look at how easily it is to create those. So once we just click on new site, we'll just have a look at what options Bitrix gives you to start creating your very own site. You can see here that we have a wide range of templates, and they do get updated fairly regularly. They are seasonal as well, so we have Easter around the corner. You can see we have an Easter template here, and the same thing for everything from Black Friday in November through to Christmas, and so on and so for summer themes. And so they do offer seasonal templates. So the best thing to do is have a click through and see which style that you like best. And then once you're happy with one, we can click into it and you can see a preview of that template. So that's why we always recommend just having a click through on a few different options. And then we can style this. So you can see here, we currently have a dark blue theme. If we wanted to have a lime green color, then we can style it by this. And it's as simple as that, really, to get started. Once we click on create, Bitrix will create that site ready for you to customize it. So you can see here, this is the starting point of editing and having a play around with your site. The first thing that you need to do, what Bitrix gives you the ability to do, is if you click on the settings at the top here, click on site preferences, you can actually style this to, you can actually use your own website address. So at the moment, we have a temporary domain. So B24 is, this is the URL that we will access the site on. If we click on the little pencil icon, you can see here that you can use your own domain. So if we wanted to use shop.intraface.com, you can see the values here underneath automatically being updated. And it's wherever you registered your domain from, you would just need to go into those DNS records for that domain and update them with these specific values. So it's very straightforward and quick and easy to do. You can give it a name, so we can say call this Intraface webinar. Because we might have multiple websites, so it's good to name them. We're going to talk about website widgets a little bit later on with CRM integration, but you can have your own live chat on there. You can have a CRM form pop up. Like I say, we're going to talk about these a little bit later on. Specify the colors and the styling. And then once we go down into it a little bit more, we can attach our own Google Analytics for tracking those visitors to your site. So if you've got a Google Analytics tracking code, that's all you would need to enter in there. You can use Google Tag Manager, tracking pixels for Facebook campaigns, and if you want to use Google Maps, you can do that on there. So that's the site settings. Pretty straightforward, pretty quick and easy to set up. We can click on save and save that. And then the next thing we should just probably look at is how we can optimize our site. So if we click on settings again and instead click on page preferences, we can, if we just click on the more, so if we're creating multiple page sites, you can add a different page address on here, so maybe /about us. But the thing here is page meta tags. Click on this, and you can see this is what the search engines are going to pull up on Google. So again, you can provide your title tags, your descriptions, and any keywords for your site page. So you do this on a page-by-page basis. Every page that you create, click into page preferences and update this. So it does give you quite a lot of flexibility to optimize each individual page. And again, we can use the Facebook tracking pixels if we're going to be using that kind of marketing on here. If you want to add your own CSS, we can also do that. Click on here and we can add our own CSS code in here to style it a little bit more. Click on save again. Okay, so now we've had a look at just the settings in the background, so for everything from URL to analytics to adding your optimization. Now let's take a look at configuring the actual design of the site. It's very easy and very straightforward to do. You can see here as I hover over each section, we have a little edit option here, and you can see we also have an add block. So let's scroll down a little bit. And if we wanted to add a block, let's add a contact block in the bottom here. And you can see here, if we scroll down, we have CRM form. And we're going to look a little bit again, a little bit later on, the CRM integrations. But with Bitrix, you have the ability to create your own forms to put on your website. If we click into here, then you can see we have quite a range of different templates that we can include on our forms on. So you can see here, quite a wide range. Let's have a look at which one we want to include. Let's add this one into here. So you can see it automatically takes the green of the website, which is quite handy because you don't have to edit the actual design. If you wanted to edit the colors, simply click on design here and you can specify what color background, change the padding, so on and so forth. So you can do that on any section, just a simple hover over and click. If we wanted to change the form, so you might have multiple contact forms in your CRM that you've created, just click on edit, and then you can see here we have CRM form. We've got a form called Sites Webinar. If we click into here, it may be that we want free cake recipes. So if we click and save, then you can see we have different form fields in here to choose from. So we have in this one, your recipe. So you can have a play around, choose which design and choose which template you want for your form in this case. And it's a simple case of each block, clicking on edit. We can add content here. So if we wanted to change the text that Bitrix comes with, which we're obviously going to do because it's just placeholder text, click on the pencil. We can change the image. So if we wanted to edit this particular image, we can maybe change the color or change any styling on there. So we can do that. Or if we wanted to upload our own, what we actually have, we have easy access to images from different sources. So in this case, we have Unsplash. So if we wanted to add this particular image here, then you can see places it in there. And obviously you can upload your own. You don't have to use any already sourced images from like Google Images or Unsplash. You can upload your own simply by clicking on upload and then selecting from the computer. So if I click on save, you can now see that that's updated that image there. So it is quite straightforward and quite easy to do, configuring your own design. So we mentioned at the start just about having landing pages and the differences between landing pages and multiple page sites. So if I go back into our Bitrix24, and you can see here we have a landing page. I want to just have a look at that. So you can see this is an example of a landing page, and they are really useful, especially when you integrate them with the CRM marketing package. So it may be that you send an email campaign out via Bitrix, and you just knock up this landing page quite easily and quite quickly. Then you can actually target your marketing campaign to make people click on a link, go to your landing page here. So we want who wants free cake. Then we can simply fill in this particular form. That's then going to generate a lead within Bitrix, and the whole process of your CRM tools are going to take place.
Yeah, so you would need, I think you'd need one of the standard or professional packages to be able to create multiple pages. Is that right? So if you're on the free, you can create one page or one site. If you want to create landing pages, you'd need to be on one of the commercial packages. But I think on the standard, you get on the plus or the standard, you can create up to 10 pages, 10 full sites or 10 landing pages or a mixture of those. And then on the professional, you can create an unlimited number. So yeah, generally you'd have a main website and then you'd have a series of landing pages which have different forms.
And you can see on this one what we were referring to is when we were creating our site, it asked us if we want to include any website widgets. That's what this is referring to here. And again, we're going to take a look at that a little bit later on. But we can click into this widget. We can use the live chat. And again, we are currently logged into our system, so we can't post a live chat. But you'll be able to see post here, and then that again will go to one of your agents picking up your live chat calls. So that's a landing page, pretty straightforward. If we go to our cake shop, so this is an example of a multi-page site. If we go into view pages, you can see here that we have only 2 pages on this. So we have the home page and we have the inquiry page. So if you wanted to add multiple, it's just a simple case of clicking on new page, selecting your template again. So you can select, you would usually select the same template that you originally chose for your homepage, and then you can add and remove element blocks like we did previously editing the design. So you can see there that you have access to that. But if we wanted to edit a particular page, we can click on edit, and that will take us directly to exactly the same user interface as we did when we were just showing you a moment ago with the home page. So again, if you want to, this is our contact page. If you want to edit, again, it's just a simple case of clicking on edit and editing here. So everything, you don't need to know any coding. You don't need to know any coding at all to be able to create your own site. It just needs some creative input into how you want it designed, so the blocks that you're using. But if you did want to insert your own HTML, you can do. So if I wanted to add a block here, we can scroll down to other, and then we have the HTML code block here to add. So you can add HTML if you wanted. Maybe you want to add a script or something like that. You can do that here, or you could put it in the header of the particular page where we went to in the settings. So it is always handy to have the HTML block. And we mentioned right at the beginning, just with regards to adding the widgets, I think we've already covered it in terms of where we're going to be adding them to. So if we click on site preferences, you can see here we are adding the widget here. And we're going to show you a little bit later on how we can configure these widgets, whether we want live chat, callback forms, inquiry forms, so we can have all those. And then probably one of the last things what you want to do before you make and publish your site. So we could click on publish here, or we can click on preview. Let's just move that one back up. What we want to do is actually test to see what it looks like on devices. So Bitrix gives you the ability to do that quite easily. So at the moment, you can see in the top in the header, we're currently viewing it on a laptop. We can then click on viewing it on an iPad. So we could view it on an iPad here. I think that's actually moving the logo down, isn't it? But we can then view it on a mobile too. So every template that comes with Bitrix is mobile responsive. So it will adapt to any device that you're currently viewing the site on. So again, there's no need for you to understand the code behind that and all the breakpoints for different devices. Your website that you build in Bitrix will be mobile ready and mobile friendly. So once you're happy with everything and you've created your pages and you've added all your content and updated it, it's just going to be a simple case of clicking on publish, and then your site will be ready. So what we would tend to always recommend if you are going to be building your website on Bitrix is probably keep on your site preferences, keep your domain name, maybe one of the temporary ones that comes with Bitrix to start off with. And then once you're ready to go live, then update your site address so you can then publish it and you're away and set there. So I think we've got some questions that have come in. Let me just...
Yeah, can I keep my site hidden until it's ready to go live? Where we sort of addressed that. I don't think you can keep it hidden as such, but you can publish it on a random string domain, so it won't be accessible. Can we actually no index a site through?
Yeah, I think you can no index a site.
So you could have it so that it doesn't actually appear in search engines at all until you're ready to go with it.
Yeah, I think we had some more questions that did come through. Oh, sorry. Can we please head to the CRM features? We will get to the CRM features. We are covering all the points of the Bitrix sites. We are only actually covering the CRM features to do with the sites.
Okay, can you have several subdomains from the same domain pointing at several sites in the same instance of Bitrix?
Yep, you certainly can. So you can create multiple sites in Bitrix and just point the subdomains to each one of those A records or CNAME records, and yeah, absolutely. So you can have multiple subdomains in here.
Okay, got somebody struggling with a lack of multi-level menus. So I think the menus work a little bit differently, probably to how you might be used to in WordPress. But maybe I don't know if we've had that issue raised before. Maybe we'll have a look into it, and if you can email us, we can come back to you. So there's a workaround at all for it. But it does. I think linking pages works slightly differently, doesn't it, to how you might be used to.
Can Bitrix CRM be integrated with a website that is not designed to use Bitrix? Yes, certainly. So you have the CRM forms, which we're going to go into. You can embed into your own site. It doesn't have to be a Bitrix site. And you've got the live chat. Again, integrates with the CRM and your own site. And you've got inquiry forms and website widgets that you can include. We are going to come to that in a moment. So we can, we'll be revisiting the CRM.
Okay, let's have a look at the next section. We'll just quickly go over new online store. Again, users templates, which you get free access to. But of course, you can now add products and payment gateways, and you can manage orders from customers. There is also the ability to do some automation here. So when you get an order, you can email the customer back. Potentially, maybe you want to email a supplier or something like that. But you can do quite a lot of automation on those orders depending on just predefined set stages. So let's have a quick look at where that exists inside Bitrix.
Yeah, certainly. So it's good. It's also to point out that the online store is now available on the on-premise version. So it's available on the cloud on the on-premise.
Yeah, you need to go into beta settings to get the online store for the on-premise. It is available, but if you haven't got those beta updates allowed in your on-premise, it won't be installed with your updates. But yeah, as Andy says, it is now available.
Okay, so yeah, so the online store obviously allows you to create your own e-commerce store in Bitrix. You would have to do it through the online store section on the left-hand side. You won't be able to create an e-commerce store in the site section. So you come straight through to online store, and it's exactly the same really methodology of creating one. So we can click on new online store. We don't have as many templates yet, but they will be coming. More and more templates will be coming. And again, just select the template, have a look at which one you like, select it and choose the color again, and that will create your site. So it's pretty straightforward. And we'll just take a look at one that we've already got. So if we click on visit site here, and pretty much again, you can have it on your own domain, have it on your own subdomain. It's completely up to you how you want to, what URL. You can see this, we've got it on a temporary one at the moment. One thing I forgot to mention is that every site that you create in Bitrix will have an SSL certificate automatically installed on it, so your site is secure. And again, that's it's perfect for your optimization because it does play a key role in your site's optimization. So you don't have to worry about it expiring or anything like that.
So that's even if you point your domain to the site.
Yes.
It will apply an SSL. So that you don't get that with WordPress. I think you've got to configure all that yourself, and that can be quite a complex task sometimes if you've not done it before.
Yes, certainly, and you don't have to worry about it, like I say, expiring or anything like that. You do get the HTTPS, so it's and the padlock on your site. So it's quite important, especially on the e-commerce side of things, when you're taking transactions on your site. So the wizard to edit your site is exactly the same as it was in Sites that it is on your online store. The only difference is that you can put obviously your products on here. So if I wanted to have some beach shoes, I can click on here, and you can obviously see that it's got your product images. We can have different options, so you choose sizes, different colors, and you can see furthermore, we can put a more detailed description. So it is like pretty much any other e-commerce store However, it's just so simple to set up. And you can see here we have other additional blocks on the product page, maybe to do with more promotion or offering discounts, which we'll come to in a moment. But yeah, it's very straightforward to add. Click on buy, then you can go to the shopping cart. You can see what's in your cart here. And then again, entering coupon codes, go to the checkout and pay through a preferred payment provider. So I don't need to go into how we're going to edit these, I don't believe. So it's pretty straightforward. I think it's just good to be aware of what the online store has. It's very easy to add products. So if we click onto a product here, we can see a product catalog of all our products on here.
Can we import these products, presumably from a spreadsheet? Probably. You can't import it into this side. Okay. So it's probably possible on the self-hosted, I guess, through the control panel if you want to import products.
Yeah, so if we add a simple product, we can have product bundles, product sets, so we can have options. Click into a product, and again, it's a form filling exercise, whatever you want to associate it to. Again, we can optimize it for SEO, so click into SEO as well. We can give it a title, keywords, description, and again, it's really important that you do this, obviously, for every product. And then we can associate it to the different categories on your site. So it's very straightforward to add your products. One of the other good things with Bitrix is that it has a range of different payment gateways. So we can see here we have payment systems. And one of the most popular ones that we have is obviously PayPal. So you can pay on the checkout using PayPal. And you can configure that with all your own details on here. So if you click into here, we can set all the parameters that we need to set. And they all come with by logging into PayPal and getting those values. You can also, I think Bitrix will have a couple of tutorials on their site about the payment, adding the payment systems to here. So it is, once you have those instructions, you can just click on new payment system and add it onto your system there. So just a couple more points while we're on here. We mentioned about coupons. So you can add coupon codes or shopping cart rules for maybe spend over $100, get free shipping. So you can have different rules and different coupons for promoting your products. And then finally, we'll have a look at the orders. So once an order comes in, then it gets marked at a particular status. And you can update your own statuses if you wanted to. So you can have your own unique statuses just while this loads. And the good thing is, so you can see here, we have order accepted, waiting for payment, paid, preparing for shipment, and complete orders. So these are customizable under the settings here. So you can say order statuses. Now, for those of you that are familiar with Bitrix's automation rules, then you can click into the automation rules tab here. And essentially what happens is every order that you receive into Bitrix will trigger these automation rules off. So you can see here, immediately we'll send an email out. So we can see change. And we can say, thank you, new order. And we can put all the details from that order within this template here. So it's an automatic confirmation email to the customer. Then in 3 days, we can send another email, then automatically change the status to paid, preparing for shipment. And again, we can send an email to say your order is now been sent to the warehouse to be ready to be shipped. And then finally, we can move it to fulfilled and say your order is on its way. So with these being tailored towards your method of shipping out orders, you can really tailor this process and send out the customized information to your customers.
Yeah, not only can you do rules, so you've got triggers at the top as well here, so you can these rules are triggered based on manually updating the stage, so somebody manually updating the stage, but those stages can be updated by an external trigger. So things like if a call comes in or an email comes in with an email address or telephone number that matches that on the customer, then that can act as a trigger. Probably things like email link clicked. So if we sent out an email with an order confirmation asking them to click to perform an action within that email, that can act as a trigger to change the status of the order. And we can use webhooks as well. So if you want another system, an external system, to actually trigger an update to an order inside Bitrix, that's possible by building a webhook.
Yeah, one of the good ones with webhooks that I've seen is you can actually send it to, for example, a shipping provider. So you can actually send it to FedEx, or you can send it to the Royal Mail, and you can send those details to a shipping provider. That will then print out a shipping label, and then it can pass it back in to Bitrix via a webhook. So these are becoming a lot very powerful tools.
Okay, let's see if we've got any. Don't think we've got any questions on that part. Let's go into finally the CRM integration. We're going to have a look at the tools you've got inside the CRM that you can add to your website, and then also how we can do a bit of your automation once you've generated a new inquiry from one of those forms or chat widgets. Let's go back into the site and let's go into our widgets page. Okay, let's look at forms first of all. So Andy showed you a couple of how you can add a form to a website. You first need to build the form. This is where you go to CRM forms. I can add a new one up there. So look at one we've already created, show you how they work. So any of the fields that exist in any of these modules, usually you use the lead module or the company module, but if a field exists within there, you can add it to your form. So we might want to put somebody's position in, what their job title is. You can add that by selecting it over here. These can be any of the standard fields, or they can be any custom fields that you need to create. So you can build your form like this. I've got some tools here to style up the form a little bit with some separators. Choose who is going to be responsible for the new record that this form will create. And then there are some options a bit further down around how you can add styling to that. So there's some standard templates for those forms, and you can when you're using Bitrix sites, you can actually select the form directly from a drop-down list. But if you want to integrate this form with another website builder, then it generates the code for you over there.
Yeah, because this form's already created, when you're creating a form, there's usually a little checkbox at the bottom to make it a callback form. And I think Damien's just going to show you what a callback form does in this website widgets.
Yeah, okay, so secondly, we looked at, I think Andy showed you a website widget, so they generally sit in the bottom corner of your website, and Bitrix has a tool to allow you to configure a widget. So let's look at this one here. This one has a live chat, an inquiry form, and a callback. So you've got the three options on here. The user will be able to choose from either of these three. So look at what settings we've got. You can choose where it's going to be placed on the website. You can do a bit of styling around what the button's going to look like. I click into my configure page. Then one of the settings you might want to look at is actually when the widget appears. It can either appear as soon as the page loads, or you can have a delay, which can be more effective.
Yeah, this is specifically for the live chat. So whoever answers your live chat, you can see here that the people are queued in here.
Yeah. So just scrolling down. So this widget essentially includes the three options. You've got live chat. You have the CRM form, which allows people to complete a short form that will generate a lead for you, so you can get back to them, or they can complete their telephone number in a field. That will automatically, if you're using Bitrix telephony, that will automatically generate a call back to them and assign that to the specified person within your team.
Yeah, so once you've created this website widget, so you've created the widget here, when we were looking at adding it to the site, so you're on your site settings, this is where we've got two website widgets on our system. This is where it's being pulled from, essentially. So you set them up here, and then they become available on your Bitrix24 site.
It's similar to the web forms. If you want to post this widget onto a site that's not a Bitrix built site, you've got the code there that allows you to do that. Okay, so let's say we've generated a lead from a chat widget or a form on your website. So a quick look at what we can do on that in terms of automation. So your web page or your landing page is there to generate leads. You'll want to then respond to those as quickly as possible. Of course, we can see all our leads in our open leads page here. We have a webinar that covers the CRM in detail, so I'm not going to go into those as such, but I can see the stage that all these leads are at. You can define these stages yourself, so you can name them to suit how your business operates. I can see these in a couple of different views. Kanban's quite popular. In a Kanban view, it allows me to progress them manually like this and see in a graphical format which stage each of my leads is at. What I want to show you is the automation rules over here. So similar to how you can add automation to an order on the eStore, if we generated inquiries, if we're not selling products but we're generating inquiries from chat widgets or web forms, you can do some automation as well. So as we mentioned before, we have rules and we have triggers. The rules will be actioned when a stage is updated. So that's generally when it's manually updated. You can add triggers as well. So these will allow you to update the stage of a lead from an external action. So this one's an email. So should an email come in that matches the email associated with the lead, it's going to update the stage of this lead to this one, and it's going to automatically send a notification out. So a quick look at what actions you've got, quite a lot. In here, change responsible person. That's quite a useful one. It might be that actually as a lead progresses, you want to assign it to a different person within the team. Got a control here. This allows you to notify a supervisor if the stage of a lead's not being progressed for a period of hours or days or weeks. We can create CRM documents, quotes and deals and things like that automatically from here. We can do some communications as well, of course, like send an email. We can send an SMS, and another popular one, you might want to automatically book in or schedule in a call for a salesperson to follow up on this lead. We can do robocalls, so that's an automated voice message to a landline or a mobile, and we can also automatically track this particular person with adverts on Facebook and Google. So that will use their telephone number and email address that you've captured in the lead and try and track them and try and show adverts that are relevant to them on those two different platforms.
Yeah, I think if you aren't selling products on your online store created by Bitrix, I think that this is a really powerful aspect of Bitrix, because your landing pages that you create or your multi-page website, the whole purpose of it is to generate those leads using the tools that Bitrix provides. So once you've generated that lead and it comes into Bitrix, customizing this Kanban to your specific requirements for qualifying that lead, I think, and adding those rules in, creating tasks, sending communications, it is probably one of the more powerful aspects of Bitrix for your business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So if you're spending a lot of time building landing pages and websites, you need a good CRM as well to be able to have the power behind your system to be able to follow those up. Just to show you, just to finish off, really, as well as being able to see leads in a table format and a list format by stage and filter by stage. You can see graphically on a page like this just how the sales team is doing. I've got a report up here. This is reporting for the last 30 days. You can configure that filter to show the data from whatever date range you want to see. And this is fully customizable, so I can move these around. I can add additional widgets using any of the pre-built widgets in here. Once I've added my widgets onto this page, to add the data, I can go into the settings and define the set of data that's shown in each individual widget. So it's a fully customizable, let's delete that one to free up that space. It's a fully customizable dashboard for your inquiries.
Yeah, and just I think the final note on the dashboards are that if you're a sales manager and you have the permissions to view the whole of your sales team's leads and deals as they progress, then you're going to see that amount of information. You're going to see everybody's sale in the sales department's leads and their progress and their conversion. And you'll be able to filter it down onto an employee by employee basis. But if you are actually a sales agent and you only see your own leads, your Bitrix allows you to restrict that. So any leads that each salesperson is responsible for, they will have their own personal dashboard, and it will only display the statistics for their own personal leads.
Okay, does Bitrix have any form of Wix integration? No, I don't think it does. Currently, although that said, I mean, if you want to use Wix for your website, you can add all those CRM tools to your Wix website. So you can add the forms, the Bitrix, the CRM forms. You can add the widgets as well, the chat widgets and the callback forms. So those, as you might have seen, when you create those, it generates a code that you can then add to any website builder.
Can you download this? You came late. This is being recorded, so we'll put it on YouTube, and then we'll send out an email with the link to the video on YouTube, so you can review the whole video.
Okay, so in summary, simple to set up, very low in price. You get a fairly large range of pre-built templates. You get a very large range of images, stock images that you can use for free. But the really powerful stuff is the integration with the CRM. That's why we want to show you that. So the ability to create forms that generate leads and chat widgets that generate leads, and how you can then do some automation on those, and how you can track progress of those leads. So you're following them through, not just from an inquiry, but through to quoting and to winning a deal. So that's it. We have a webinar every week. We look at the CRM, we look at project management, HR tools, we look at business processes and automation on one webinar. We mentioned the self-hosted product today, I think, briefly. There are some additional benefits to that, which we cover on a webinar, and we look at telephony as well in detail. If you go to our website there to register for webinars, we also have a live session on YouTube on a Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern time, New York time, which you can access if you subscribe to Bitrix24 and interface on YouTube. And we'll post this video on YouTube so you can watch again at any time.
Just got a couple of questions. Anyway, to put the online store onto a Wix site, I don't think you would. I mean, there's no point really. I think you would just build your online store inside Bitrix and just point your domain to that online store. I think that would make sense. Or if you want to keep, like you said, if you want to keep your Wix site, then yeah, you would just point. You would have a link on your Wix site that points to, somebody clicks on it, it would direct them to the store. So maybe put shop.yourdomain.com, build your Bitrix store on that domain, subdomain, and then click through and you'll be able to see it.
Okay, do you have a tutorial on how to connect PayPal? I don't think there will be a tutorial on that specifically, but the standard or there might be?
I think there is on the Bitrix24 support page. If you click on the online stores, I do believe that there is a tutorial on there.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much.